big day today. Ellen DeGeneres is back for her, I think was it her 18th season?
Mm-hmm.
She decided to open up the season with the opening monologue where she addresses the toxicity that we've been hearing about, I mean, really all summer, that people have been abused and people have been talked down to and there's been racism and sexism and misogyny, and that most of her employees have been treated terribly there. And that, the fish stinks from the head, that she must have known about it. And all these stories are coming out of when Ellen talked down to a waiter or wasn't nice to an assistant, or people that left there that are now saying, yeah, it's all true, she was awful. So she decided to address it today on the show.
The truth is, I am that person that you see on TV. I am also a lot of other things. Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient, and I am working on all of that. I am a work in progress. And I'm especially working on the impatience thing and it's not going well because it's not happening fast enough. I will tell you that.
That's her little joke. Yeah.
Listen,
funny.
I don't know. I'm a talk show host and you know that, but maybe some of you know that, I was an actress. I've played a straight woman in movies, so I'm a pretty good actress.
Right.
But I don't think that I'm that good that I could come out here every day for 17 years and fool you. This is me. And my intention is to always be the best person I can be. And if I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that. If that's ever the case, I have let myself down and I've hurt myself as well, because I always try to grow as a person. I look at everything that comes into my life as an opportunity to learn.
I think she's making a good point. And not to plug my book, but I'm about to. It's a big point that I make in my book, Celebritocracy.
Which is out right now. You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. It is a point I make in the book, because celebrity worship is a problem. The fact that we look to celebrities to be our heroes, to save us every single time. If there's like a catastrophe, like Ellen, get us money, help us, save us. But she's taken that on as well, because on her show, she's constantly handing out those big novelty-sized checks to people for everything. Here, buy yourself a new house. Here's education money for your kids. Which is great that she does it, but it keeps that narrative going that she has access that we don't have and that she's a hero and should save us. So in our eyes, heroes are perfect. So she's acknowledging, listen, I do my best, but I'm not perfect.
I don't think that she should have joked during it. That's not a time to put a joke in. We know you're a comedian, but you don't need to joke when you're apologizing. The apology could have went a lot faster. I'm an idiot. Sorry, I make mistakes. Okay, on today's show, let's go from there, because you're wasting network valuable real estate telling us that you're a good person, not a bad person. That's right. I look at every second on syndicated national TV as money. So how much money did you just spend on that apology?
Right, I see what you're saying.
So just do it quick. I'm sorry, and that would have been perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. We all do. I'm sorry. Now, today, we have Tyra Banks on the show.
Yeah, but like a 20-minute monologue was unnecessary.
Exactly.
Yeah. The reviews of it were mixed. A lot of people were like, what more can this woman do for you? She acknowledged it. She talked about it. She's going to do better. Other people were like, work in progress. Girl, you're 62. You are who you are.
Right.
So, and then there's people that are like, you just want to be a hater. But it's like, you know what? This is such a big story. It's not about being a hater. It's about addressing toxic work environments, because we've all been in them. And the people who turn a blind eye to it are just as responsible as the person who owns in our case, the radio station. Like, they're all responsible. But no one takes responsibility for it. So the fact that she actually acknowledged it and said she's going to do better. Look, it's almost like whenever somebody gets caught doing something bad and they say, I'm sorry, I'm going to do better in the future. You got to give people second chances. And you could decide to no longer watch her show. And we'll see if the ratings moving forward reflect the way people really feel about her.
Well, that, and if it would have been a live apology where she's live doing it, but she recorded this 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
And they edited it down to a science to where it was perfect. And she probably did it 25 times. So I think it's different if it's live and it's a real apology.
Well, I say, like, if you're going to go for this, I think you make that the show. You make that the beginning of the show where you have people in the audience socially distant or calling in or on Zoom asking you direct questions. Ellen, I heard X, Y, and Z. Did you do that? Ellen, I have a friend who worked for you years ago who said blah, blah, blah. What do you say to that? I'd say if you're going to do it, don't make it a one-sided conversation.
I don't know. I think 2020 is just full of everybody lying about everything. So I don't believe anything anybody says anymore. So just apologize, say you're sorry, say you're not perfect, and move on.
Right, and we'll decide if we're going to watch your show or not.
Right. And people will, because her ratings were just massive because there's nothing else on TV at that time. So she's, of all the crap that's on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's either her, Maury, or Jerry. So you're going to get ratings no matter what.
The Jerry audience and the Maury audience are not the Ellen audience. So it's not like her audience is her audience.
Well, I understand. But what I'm saying is that's who your competition is. So there's not much of a competition. You're going to get ratings by default. Just apologize, move on. I'm not perfect. I screw up every single day. We all screw up. Sorry, I got caught.
Well, I will not be watching the Ellen show.
Well, either will I.
I mean, I've never watched the Ellen show.
Exactly. I'm not going to start now.
I've literally never seen it. The only time that I ever, quote unquote, watch the Ellen show is the next day. If a celebrity said something provocative, I will grab the audio and play it for you guys so you can hear it in case you missed it, because my guess is you're also not watching the Ellen show. But other than that, I don't know. I don't have patience to sit through commercials and a live show anymore. You know, there's nobody to me that's interesting enough that I would sit down and watch it the time it comes on till the time it's over. Like, I was curious to see what the Drew Barrymore show was about. So I went to the on demand for CBS or whatever channel she's on.
Right.
And they give you the big finger. They're like, you got to watch her live or we're not going to share this with you.
Good
so
for
I was like,
them.
all right. Well, I won't be watching the Drew Barrymore show then.